Well, once again, the temperature was scorching hot last weekend, and so was the action. Some fantastic CAF tilts to tell you all about. All the highlights coming up momentarily. This is CAF TV. Hey folks, Alex Bastiavansky here. CAF took a break for Canada Day long weekend, but was in full swing last week. All the highlights coming right up. We'll also have members of Brampton Elite Academy here in the studio to talk about their program and performance thus far in Supergroup action. But first, like a Supergroup highlights, London Elite under 14 was kicking itself 2 weeks ago. After a red card, opposition Epic FC was down to 10 men after just 5 minutes of play. But London couldn't take advantage, and they were held to a 2-2 draw. Points squandered. So they were on a mission last weekend to get back on track against Toronto International. Game highlights now, brought to you by Leica Sports. Leica, your passion, our commitment. Toronto International, 1 win in 4 games heading into this one, and it was hot on the pitch, over 30 degrees, but these kids went back and forth all day. We're going to play a game called Count the London Goalposts because they were hitting them all day. First up, Justin Logie. That would be number 1. 17th minute, Logie. Again, this time it goes ping off the crossbar, and that would be number 2. Toronto draws first blood. 19th minute, the London keeper misjudges the free kick. John Christie puts it up, over, and in. 1-0 TO, and the Falcons fans were loving it. Yeah, loud and proud. Awesome, guys. Second half, we continue our game of how many posts will London hit. Logan Reich, that is number 3. Toronto coming close moments later, but Kai Garvey just slides it wide of the far post. Back to the goalpost game, the game that's sweeping the nation. Logan Reich, once again, that would be number 4. But finally, in the 64th minute, they break through. Jalen Logie just squeezes it through, all knotted up at 1 apiece. They nearly go up moments later, but Ion Jawani with the save of the game. Beauty. Rebound slides just wide of the post. He can't help this, though. 71st minute, Lucas Henao left unmarked. He slots it home. Elite going up 2-1. Floodgates were open at that point. Jaden Blackman makes it 3-1 London. And then just before full time, Logan Reich from the top of the box here, where he operates best. He makes those all day long. 4-1 London. That is how it finishes up. So London grabs the all-important 3 points. Caleb Roberts stopped by after the game and was asked if the squad was getting frustrated by having so many good chances that just wouldn't go in.
Yeah, but it happens a lot sometimes, so we just persevered through it, just kept going. So we played pretty tactical today, moving the ball really quick because he had some big boys. They were pretty fast. So we had to build up from the back, and then we just kept going, chance after chance.
Well, sticking with the under 14s, it's shaping up to be a battle for supremacy between Epic and ADP. Now, Epic leads by a point, but have also played an additional game. And with this being a bye week for ADP, it was mandatory for Epic to take full advantage and pick up another 3 points to pad their lead, this time against Bree Academy. Bree FC had 1 win in 4 games heading into this one, and they were in tough against Epic right from the start. Just the second minute of play. Ahmed Zaglul, free kick. Absolutely gorgeous. A 1-0 for Epic. 6 minutes later, Labzan Bedrodin with the steal. He hit Mark Anthony Kololancia, who breaks in and makes it 2-0 Epic, and these guys were just getting warmed up. 11th minute now. Daniel Tariq packing some dynamite in his right foot. Look at this shot. Pow. Absolutely beautiful. Epic up by a 3 spot. 29th minute, Justin Hendricks. He's got the touch, baby. Just a little flick. In it goes. 4-0 for Epic. Bree with a good chance in the 31st minute, but just can't get it to go, and Epic clears it out. Bree keeper Kasan Vithinich under fire all day, but makes the nice stop there to deflect the ball over off the shot by Jahari Lawrence. Second half of play, Bree never says die. Another good chance here, but Cuba Grant smothers the ball to negate the chance. Epic puts the exclamation point on this baby soon after. Bedrodin with the nice moves defeats Michael, longest last name in the world, Paraskaropoulos for the tap-in. That was all she wrote. 5-zip epic your final, and afterwards, Paraskaropoulos felt his team wasn't at its best, but overall worked on a few new things and put up a good effort.
We kind of had a good game. Not really. We could have worked on some other stuff, but overall we did pretty good. We're trying to get more people in the box. That's what we've been working on at practice. And I guess we were doing okay. We got 5-0 game. It was pretty good, yeah.
Well, welcome back to CAF TV, joined in the studio now by two members of Brampton Elite. We've got Alberto Sosa, the goalie extraordinaire for the Under-14 squad, and Academy Director John D'Souza. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had you on last year. A lot's changed since then. All good stuff, though.
It's all fantastic
All good stuff. A lot of great stuff happening with Brampton Elite, which we are going to talk about. First year in the Super Group for you guys, both the Under-14s and Under-16s. John, let's start with you. How has the experience been so far being in the Super Groups?
Good. It's been good. I mean, competition is strong. You know, we've gone through a bit of a revamp, but so far the experience has been good.
Excellent. And you've enjoyed it so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting lots of action, lots of shots on goal and stuff, right? Yeah. You're the one facing shots every week.
Yeah.
So how have you found the level of competition in CAF?
I mean, obviously it's super group, so it's gonna be a lot higher. Coming from CAF last season, obviously it's more of a challenge to me. But that's
Regular CAF, not a Super Group. You mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying. It's better for you anyway.
Yeah.
You want to face more shots,
Yeah.
don't you? I was teasing the guys from Epic because last year in the Under-14 group, the Epic team that went all the way to the Canadian final, poor the keeper would sit in goal the entire game. Might face one shot the entire game, but half the game he was up halfway to midfield trying to get the players to pass it back to him. So facing shots good. Yeah, it keeps you in the action. Now I asked Coach John about the game against Epic a few weeks back. You make this fantastic save. I'm talking fantastic. We are going to show it obviously, and then you take him out of the game, and then because he tweaked his shoulder. And then he ends up back in the game anyway. What exactly happened there, guys? And makes two more phenomenal saves after he came back in the game. What happened?
So Alberto had been nursing an injury for a couple of weeks then. And, you know, in training he took a shot from one of our U16 boys, and it was an intense shot. And we take safety very seriously. And I wanted him to be healthy because as we grow throughout the season, it's important for him to be 100%. But let's just say that, you know, I have
He's very persuasive.
That too, but I have a very close relationship with all my players.
Right.
And I trust my players.
Yeah.
And when they're adamant that they want to continue, you know, I have to listen to what to their feelings and see what, you know, make a decision based on that.
Right.
But also coach him through it to ensure that he can still be able to continue.
Well, it was obviously a good move because he came back and made two unbelievable. I think it was our save of the week, our play of the week that he came back and made right after he came back into the game. Are you just that persuasive as well? What's the deal here? Are you able to come right back in the game afterwards? Because obviously you were in a lot of pain for a bit there. Yeah. But you had to face Epic, right? I mean, they got the big gunners coming at you, right? So, so the game against Bree a couple of weeks ago was I really like this one because penalty shot near the end of the game, and you made the stop.
Yeah.
Now, you had a bit of inside information there, though, didn't you? Which you told us about after the game in an interview, but I want to hear it again here. You knew a little bit something about Bree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the player taking it as well. Tell us the story behind it.
Well, obviously Bree's my old team. I have a lot of respect for them, and during practice, the reason I thought that I was able to make that save is because during practice we used to mess around, take a couple shots, and during penalties, I remember he used to wait for me to make my move until he would shoot, and what I did was I pretended to go left and I waited in the middle. So that gave me the opportunity that having not dived, I would have been able to let it go through my brain and then make the stop because it did come really close to me.
Right. You nailed it though.
Yeah.
You made the stop. I loved afterwards the inside information we were able to get on the entire thing. We got a bit of time here in this segment still. Let's talk about the academy. When you started it and why you started it.
Academy started 3 years ago. It was a long time coming. You know, I personally had been asked to really start an academy for a good 4 or 5 years, just because of our ability to train and develop players. You know, time came where it was time for a change. You know, we first started with just 2 coaches, myself and Tony DeCarroll, who many know. And you know, it started from there. I mean, we've had a lot of we've had a lot of great success. We've been involved. We've won Ontario Cup championships. You know, we made tough decisions to let our top players go to Europe for trials instead of focusing on nationals. And that's, to us, that's our achievements. You know, yeah, we've won our championships, and we try to translate that to our kids.
Yeah.
But most importantly, is we've always put the you know,
Player development
player
aspect,
development
yeah.
aspect first and foremost, because that's what's going to take you know, that's what's going to take them forward.
Right.
You know, more than thrilled to give you a good example at this point in time, where we currently have 3 boys. While we're on somewhat, you know, vacation, we've got 3 boys in Portugal at the Benfica camp, and my understanding is that 2 out of the 3 already, if not all 3.
Hold the thought.
Ooh.
We're going to break right now. We're going to keep them hanging, and we're going to continue talking about the
Yeah.
camps. Okay, more CAF TV coming up in just a second. Welcome back to CAF TV. Alex Bachevansky joined in the studio still by 2 members of Brampton Elite, Alberto Sosa, and Academy Director John D'Souza. So we were talking before I so rudely interrupted and had to throw to commercial break about some of the players who are away at camp in Portugal. Just continue on with that.
Yeah, no, we've got 3 players currently at the Benfica camp, Benfica Elite camp in Portugal. It's a 2-week project for them. You know, we're learning that 2 out of the 3 have already been, they've achieved the Rui Costa award, which stands for best player of the team on the day. And to us, that's a good example, because these boys are just going over to set a standard for us, that set the stage. In the week prior to that, 2 of them were with Jenga there at the Iber Cup.
Absolutely, they did great, didn't they? Yeah.
And you know, over this week, we got an email from one of the coaches asking, you know, what are you guys doing? Because these boys are showing fantastic, and all we can do is say, you need to come and see us, because we've got a lot more of those. And it just goes to show that it goes beyond skill, but it goes, you know, with heart and work ethic, that you know, it comes from personalities.
What have you liked about the Elite, the training and the stuff that you've been going through with Brampton Elite?
Well, obviously Elite's a high academy, so the training's a lot more intense, and I've realized I found myself working a lot harder, and also it shows in my game that I have improved, because the training I'm getting helps me a lot in game especially.
Yeah. What do you see from him when you watch him play and when you see him train? Is this a guy who knows what he's doing?
It's you know what? It's a combination of someone who knows what he wants, and he's going to get it. You know, he's got a dedicated goalkeeper coach who's driven, and with the same approach, the same mindset. And then, you know, again, he shows it on the field. You know, we went through you know, we had one game that I'll never forget. You know, we're up 6-0 with 30 minutes.
Man.
Oh man!
With 30 minutes left.
This is gonna be good.
With 30 minutes, you know, here we are, 30 minutes into the game. We're up 6-0 against a pretty good quality team, and you know, we're fortunate enough to have to be able to make substitutions and make adjustments to our roster. And you know, I got the eyes from the net, say, Coach, you know, hey, we got to continue at this. So you know, it's but he leads by example.
Yeah.
He leads by example.
Yeah. We have to touch on a couple more things that are coming up because we've only got 3 minutes left. Yeah. So let's do the first thing, EDP tournament in October, which is taking place in New Jersey.
Yes, we've been building a relationship with the guys out of New Jersey for quite a while now, even before Elite was Elite. Last year we were there. I was there twice with Elite as an academy in August. And then we were back there in October with a CAF select team, the U13. They ended up going to the final.
Did very well, yeah.
They did extremely well. This year we're going back. Elite's going back in October as part of the profiling, our showcase, our college profiling, and it's just one of many things that we do on a yearly basis.
Should we get into the scholarship thing then? Because we've got 2 minutes left, and I know this is breaking news, folks. This just happened. We got you got an email about this just as we were getting on stage here, basically. So, breaking news. John's going to tell us all about it. What's going on?
Yeah. So one of our staff, recently acquired staff, Jason Souza, who is one of three. And again, two-part to this breaking news. One of three coaches getting his B license over the next couple of weeks, which will be we'll have 6 coaches on staff with the B license, provincial B license. He's also gone through the system, developed, grew, was able to achieve a full ride scholarship, and he's taken a lead on our program, on our college program, and he's going to start showcasing our players to his resources, and this is going to be huge. It's going to be huge for the next full year because we're going to be putting a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of commitment into getting our kids to what we believe is part of the North American dream of getting an education and still be able to play a high level of football. If
people want to read it, and this is going to be on the Brampton Elite website for people to find out more about it. So it's BramptonEliteSoccer.com. And let's finish off with a question for Alberto here. Favorite goalie, and if you could play for any team, who would it be?
My favorite keeper of all time is Real Madrid's Iker Casillas, who plays for Porto now, and Barca.
Barca, man. Good, man. Very good. Very good. Thought you were going to say Real would have broken my heart. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. And we're looking forward to all the great new developments with Brampton Elite.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. More CAF TV coming up in just a second. Welcome back to CAF TV. To the under-16 super group we move now, and something had to give. Brampton Elite and Pace FC were the 2 remaining winless teams heading into action last weekend. Pace, however, did have a tie to their credit, picking up their first point in a tense encounter against DFC in their last contest. And they were looking to build on that against Elite on Saturday. We were expecting a tight matchup, but that definitely wasn't what we got from this tilt. One team emerged with its first win in emphatic fashion. Max Ferrari kicks things off for Pace. Just take a look at this goal. Maradona-esque, one of the goals of the year so far, and it's 1-0 Pace. Soon after, more Pace, Alexander Cantasano to Colin Dobson out front. Elite defense asleep at the wheel. 2-0 Pace, and then it's Ferrari back to work. This guy had a great game. Feeds it to Cantasano for the easy little tap in here. And Pace up big. 3-0, and they weren't even close to being done. Cantasano again breaking in here, and he makes it 4-0 for Pace FC. And in the second half, Pace nearly makes it 5. Keep your eye on Daniel Frazzoni up front here on the doorstep. Oh, but can't quite tap it in. Seconds later, though, they do make it 5. Nikhil Yates totally unmarked out front, and it's 5-0 for Pace FC. They'd actually add one more to make it 6. Complete dominance on the day. Brampton, they looked good earlier in the year, holding Epic to just a 1-goal win, but on this day they were never in it. One other game to tell you about the under-16s, Mississauga United, looking very good so far this year as they have a big win over Future Academy by a 4-1 count. Let's take a look at the league table where the teams currently sit. Under 14s, Epic on top. Just that one draw as a blemish on the record, 16 points. ADP Blue, second place. They've played 2 less games so far there. London Elite in third place with 7 points. To the under 16s we go. Epic on top there as well. Perfect record, 4-0-0, 12 points, followed by United with 10 points now. And Dragon Force in third place with 8 points, closely followed by Chantilly. And in the open group, Toronto, Croatia with a slim lead on top there over Epic FC with 10 points in second place, followed by Supernova, Brampton City, BSC, and Atomics yet to get a point. Okay, Matthew Platt of Epic FC recently took part in the Danone Nations Cup International Tournament and playing for Team Ontario in the Canadian final. He scored the winning goal. Matthew's been a standout all year for the under 14s and will now represent Canada at the International Final in France in October. Way to go, Matthew. And Jinga recently took part in a massive tournament in Portugal. Here's Jinga head coach Kevin De Serpa to tell us all about it.
Yeah, it was great. We just came back from the Ebert Cup and we played 4 games, 3 games against Portuguese teams and 1 game against the Spanish team. We got to play our first game against Sporting Lisbon, which was an unbelievable experience for all these boys. We lost 2, we won 1, and we tied 1. So the experience that these guys got was unbelievable. The competition we played against, they couldn't get it in Canada. So I'm very proud of these boys, and we're looking to do more trips so they can get more experience, so they can be really on their path to being a professional soccer player.
Great stuff, guys. Time for the CAF countdown before we go the top 5 plays from the last week. Number 5, Toronto Internationals, Ayan Jawani with the massive stop against London Elite. Great stop there by the Toronto keeper. Number 4, Epic's Daniel Tariq against Bree. Dialing long distance, packing some heat in that right foot. Absolutely gorgeous goal right there. Number 3, London's Logan Reich in his office, which is at the top of the box. He makes these all the time. Routine for Logan. Great shot by the young sniper. Number 2, Epic's Ahmed Zaglul. This is just inhuman. Top shelf. Beautiful free kick against Bree. Incredible. Number 1, this is one of the best we've seen all season. Max Ferrari of pace, shades of Maradona back in '86. Dances through half of Brampton Elite on his way to scoring an absolute gem. Stunning, and that is definitely our CAF play of the week. And that's it for this week. Just remember though, CAFsoccer.com for all the latest league info, at CAF_football on Twitter, and Canadian Academy of Football on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next week.